Nothing destroys a fun gaming experience quite like Buggy's stupid artificial intelligence. Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're counting down our picks for the video games with the worst AI.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
We're not talking minor glitches here, people. Get ready for the worst of the worst. I'm Todd Habercorn, and this list hits close to home. As a man with a personal assistant made of pure AI named Siri, I feel this list's pain right down to the request of just asking Siri to pronounce my last name correctly. She still doesn't.
Let's get ready to Mojo!
Fallout 76. Bethesda has an infamous reputation for buggy AI. Who could forget the notorious head spinning in Fallout New Vegas? However, even when taking past games into account, Fallout 76 stands out as having the worst AI of any Bethesda title. With the game constantly bugging out, it isn't uncommon to find characters stuck in T-poses or the bodies of your victims constantly spawning at your location after fast traveling. Even when ignoring technical issues, most enemies are too stupid to know when they're overpowered, often standing out in the open while shooting you with a weak pipe pistol. At some point, it just gets pathetic. Resident Evil 5. Look, we understand that coding up AI for companion characters isn't easy. You're basically creating a character with an extensive script that's built on a large number of scenarios. Unfortunately for Resident Evil 5, that script was too much for the game to handle. In the midst of combat, companions will often stand in your line of fire, resulting in their death or forcing you to adjust your position, as well as have an uncomfortable talk in the ambulance ride to the hospital. Hashtag friends don't shoot friends. The Uncanny X-Men. No, we didn't accidentally grab footage from the wrong game. This is indeed an X-Men game, and it stands as one of the worst superhero creations ever made. Not only was it panned for its poor depiction of our favorite mutants, it failed in trying to be a competent top-down shooter. Every enemy in the game, including bosses, can be skipped by simply walking past them. They won't even try to chase you down. Because of this, you can speedrun the entire game in a matter of minutes. Just make sure you're wearing your seatbelt. The Walking Dead: Survival Instinct. Most zombie games don't have the most impressive of AIs. To make up for this, most developers try to include a wide variety of enemies that keep the game refreshing and challenging. Most. In the case of The Walking Dead: Survival Instinct, every enemy has the exact same attack pattern: walking around and attacking the player when they come close, or simply charging until death. Such minimalistic tactics make these particular zombies an absolute joke, and fighting them quickly becomes stale. Looking back on this makes us pretty happy that Walking Dead found a brighter future in gaming thanks to Telltale Games. Well, more or less. Too soon? Daikatana. You know, if you're going to advertise your game like it's the next big thing, you better make sure it is. Doom co-creator John Romero was at fault for this when Daikatana was being marketed with an ad that read, "John Romero is going to make you his bitch." Bold John, spicy, but maybe a bit too premature. What made this game such a disaster was that the Sidekick AI was supposed to be the game's spotlight feature, but ended up making the whole thing a nightmare to play. In short, Sidekicks did everything they could to get themselves killed. Not only was Daikatana labeled as one of the worst games ever made, but many people speculate it's what ended up killing John Romero's career. Ride to Hell: Retribution. There is so much wrong with this game, we honestly don't know where to start. In addition to poor graphics and glitches galore, Ride to Hell's artificial intelligence was so stupid that it should have been called artificial incompetence. Oh, dad joke. None of the enemies know how to defend themselves and will charge at you unarmed as you continue to shoot them in the head. They seem to have no interest in taking cover or defending themselves, choosing instead to go down in a blaze of, well, not glory. At least the enemies in Fallout 76 have a high enough IQ to shoot back. Homefront, the revolution.
Help me! They got me suppressed!
Copy that, I'll do what I can.
The first Homefront game wasn't anything groundbreaking, but enough people enjoyed it to warrant a sequel. Although whatever significance Homefront garnered from fans was quickly decimated with the release of The Revolution. And its now infamous AI. As you explore a Philadelphia ruled by North Korea, you'll frequently encounter NPCs running into walls and objects, phasing through each other, or suffering severe animation bugs. I mean, just seems like ways for NPCs to pass the time. To make things worse, companions are utterly useless as they charge headfirst into battle, only to run away a few seconds later. Oh, and don't worry, the enemy's AI sucks too. They're a few fries short of a Happy Meal, if you know what I mean. Order up! Aliens, Colonial Marines. For many years, this disgraceful outing into the once beloved sci-fi franchise was the top dog in awful artificial intelligence. Ooh, that's a spicy title. Enemies couldn't aim to save their life, and xenomorphs became the laughing stock of the gaming community. Today, that reputation remains, especially after a revelation was made in July 2018. In a Reset Era thread, modder James Dickinson 963 discovered that a single typo was to blame for the abysmal AI, and correcting it showed significant improvements to the xenomorph's behavior. Granted, the alteration doesn't make combat any more engaging, but it took roughly 5 years for this typo to be found. Had this mistake been spotted before the game launched, reviews may have been less scathing and Colonial Marines may have not have been synonymous with a curse word.
That was too close! Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.